Hi everyone, Andy Bamford here from Living Strong and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at OpenAI's Playground, where we discover how to get more creative with our prompts and really pinpoint how we can get those prompts to work properly for us. We're going to be looking at the hyperparameters, which are the settings. We're going to be looking at presets, which are ways to save our AIs, and we're going to be looking at ways to create new AI applications from the playground. Let's get stuck in, guys. Let's kick it off with a bit of an overview of what we're actually going to be going over today. So first of all, we are going to be looking at the OpenAI Playground. Have a quick look at that. Well, we'll be spending the whole time in there actually. We'll be looking at the hyperparameters, the presets, and how to create an application once we've done something with all the settings. So as far as the hyperparameters go, we've got temperature. And the temperature deals with randomness. Obviously, if you've got a low temperature, it's more predictable. And if you've got a high temperature, which is up towards 1 or even higher, it gets more creative. If you give it too much temperature, I find it gets a bit loose and it ends up producing words that don't even make sense. So there's a bit of balance there involved as well. We've also got top P. So top P controls how many word choices the AI considers. So if we lower the top P, it's more controlled and safe. And if we bring it up, the words are a little bit more diverse. Thirdly, we've got frequency penalty. So frequency penalty is controlling how many times a word comes up in an output. So if you don't want the AI to keep repeating the same word over and over again, what you can do is you can actually increase it. You can make it higher. So as you increase the number, you get more variety. When you bring it down, you get the standards. You get a sort of a repetition of words. And then we've got presence penalty, which is pretty similar to frequency penalty, to tell you the truth. It's just more about the AI coming up with new ideas. So again, that's another thing we can tweak, but we'll be having a look at this stuff very shortly, guys. And lastly, we'll go over saving the presets and creating the application. So let's get stuck in, guys. Let's jump into OpenAI. The OpenAI Playground. So we're in the playground here. Just one thing, guys, if you want to use this, you actually need to get some credits with OpenAI. I've got a monthly subscription, just the basic one, $20 a month. It's pretty good actually. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So I'm in the playground here, guys. Let's have a look, see what it's all about. So first of all, let's go over to the right-hand side of the screen there, and we've got model. So we've got the model set at GPT. We might go, if you want to go super cheap, if you're using it for an application, I find GPT-4o Mini is actually pretty good, but for testing purposes, we can either use 4.0 or 4.0 Mini. Let's go with 4.0. Response is text, of course. Let's have a look down here. So we've got model configuration. These are these hyperparameters that I'm talking about, guys. We've got temperature. So that's set at 1 at the moment, which is fairly creative. If we were doing something kind of logical and we wanted to have just like concrete results all the time, we would tweak that right back. If we wanted to get loose as a goose, we would bring it right up. So we'll keep that at 1. Maximum tokens. This is pretty handy actually. So you can control the number of tokens, or a token is similar to a word. Well, it's not exactly a word. Some words are made up of more tokens, might be made up of 2 or 3 tokens. Other words are only made up of 1 token. So just think of it in a general sense, it's roughly a word per token. So we've got that set at 2,000 at the moment. That's pretty high. So we can bring that back to about 400 odd, or even less, I reckon. Bring that back to about 235, that sounds good. Stop sequence, we won't talk about that today. Top P, we talked about that before, and frequency penalty, and also your presence penalty. So let's set all these at 0. Now, what I've done here is I've created some presets here, guys. So there's one called Storybook Writer for Boys. So let's flick over to that one. And what I've done here is, I'll just clear this. And in the system message, I've written up a system message. So you've got the role, the writing style, the tone and themes, the story length, and an example of story ideas. So this is setting the scene for the AI. So the role is telling the AI that it's basically it's an expert in dishing out short stories for boys between the age of 8 and 12. Writing style, fast-paced, filled with excitement. Tone and theme, so exciting and adventurous. Avoid dark and scary. Story length, we've defined the story length in here as 300 to 400 words. The AI can't actually get that right. They never can. So that might help the AI a little bit to sort of tone things down, but it will definitely taper off once using the maximum tokens. You're gonna have a shut-off point anyway. So actually having that set to 300 to 400 words, or whatever you want to have it at, plus having the maximum tokens set at a specific amount, which is too high at the moment, we'll bring that down. What that does is that actually allows the AI to think, okay, I've got to keep this short, and it actually cuts down the likelihood of the story being cut short sort of halfway through a sentence or something like that. So that's something worth keeping in mind. Top P, we'll keep that at in the middle. So we can just tweak these guys. We can bring these up, we can bring these down, and then we can look at the different responses. So now that we've got that system message in there, we can go, you can just go write me a story. And because the AI has a system prompt built into it, saying the type of story that we want it to have, it'll actually do that. So, and there you go, it's got a story for boys, the quest for the crystal compass. So if we want to save that as a preset, let's have a look. We have already done that. We can save the changes there. Save as new. So we can save that one as a new preset if we want. So let's just copy that. Hang on a second. Grab all that. Copy that. And we will refresh that screen. And we'll show you guys how we can create a new story. A new preset. So we're in here, and I'm going to go cancel. I'm just going to go back to the playground. We're going to close that down, and we're going to start from scratch. All right, so we're going to create a system prompt or a system message. We are going to experiment with the temperature. We might bring that temperature up a bit. We might bring the maximum tokens down. We will bring the top P to the middle somewhere. We don't want to have, we want to sort of have with the frequency of words, we want to sort of in the middle. We don't want to have too much repetition, but we obviously don't want to have all sorts of weird words coming through, so we'll have that in the middle as well. Same with the presence penalty, and we can save that as a preset. So, and we'll call this one Boys Stories. That sounds good enough. There we go. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is how we can, once we've created a preset, or once we've actually created a prompt that we like, we can actually build our own application with that. And the best way to do, we can actually pop up here and grab the code. See that there? I use Python, but there's other languages as well. You've got Node.js, you've got JSON. I'm just going to grab the Python there, and there's your code, guys. It's got your packages there that you need to import from, which is OpenAI. It's got all your response details. It's got your temperature. It's got all of these hyperparameters are all built in here. You can tweak these later as well in here if you want, inside your application. So that's it basically. You can just copy that, and you're ready to roll. You've got the code for the application. So there you have it, guys. So I hope you found that one handy, and we'll catch you guys next time.